So, Mayor Tom, have any new surprises in store for us tonight?
And when do I not have surprises, gentlemen?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ricky Grove. I played the part of the mayor in I Am Nightmare.
There's, no nightmares here, folks. Now, come on. Don't get spooked by some random wacko in our town. Next round of drinks on me. Yes.
This is my little closet voice recording studio that I put together a couple years ago. It's just a closet that I cleaned out. I got furniture pads lined the inside of the place to keep the reverberations and echo from your voice. If you don't have something like this, your voice echoes, and that doesn't work for recording voiceovers. Set up a little microphone stand, and my microphone, which is a orange bottle blue microphone, and then my little stand, and then I have my digital audio recording device, which is a Microtrack 2 audio recording. It uses a SanDisk on the inside, plugs into the SLR port that has something called phantom power, which is what you need for a higher quality condenser microphone like this, and record away.
This is Ricky doing the part of Mayor Tom, starting on page 94. This is with a new voice. Take one. Stay inside our dream and rot, humans. The longer you stay, the more of your life is sucked away to feed this nightmare.
For I Am Nightmare, I think I didn't do the whole thing all at once. I believe I broke it up into 3 separate parts. And I did 2 recordings of each, sort of a third of the script, and then the next third, and then the next third, and send it off to MDOT for his comments.
Soon all of you will be part of me. Soon all of you will be part of me. All of you will be part of me.
He had a couple of remarks. I don't know whether you will have seen this film, so I'm not going to give away any of the plot, but there's a big change that occurs to the mayor. And in the second part of the performance, doing the mayor's performance, MDOT wanted me to be very frightening, very scary.
We're not monsters, you fucking idiot! I just told you this is a trick being played on you by this man here!
Forget it, we've got enough for the harvest. Slaughter the rest of these fucking cows!
And I enjoyed that part very much. I'm in my late 50s now, and I grew up watching the Universal horror monsters on television in the 60s when they were first put on TV. You know, there wasn't any video cassettes back then, so the only way to watch them is to check very carefully the television schedule. And usually they showed late at night, so you had to sneak out, or try to convince your mom and dad that you really had to see The Mummy. And I would just watch those obsessively, and then of course the next day I'd go out and play, and I'd pretend to be the Mummy, and I'd be the Phantom of the Opera, and I'd be the Wolfman, which was one of my favorites. And so I had a repertoire of monsters for years I worked on. And so when I came to Hollywood in 1990, I had a chance to play some monsters with a lot of latex. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. But as far as I Am Nightmare is concerned, it gave me a sort of a special inspiration for the second half of the mayor's performance, which I enjoyed doing very much.
Come to me, little one. Feed me your dreams. Let me grow fat with your hopes to fester inside of my belly and melt into malice and pain. And melt into malice and pain. Come to me, little one. Feed me your dream. Let me grow fat with your hopes to fester inside of my belly and melt into malice and pain.
So I sent all of that in to MDOT, and he cut it very well. There were I tried to do different things in the different takes. I've been doing voice acting for, I think, about 5 or 6 years now, so I'm getting pretty good at it. But I tried to give him a variety of takes on it, and he did an excellent job choosing good takes. And he also did an interesting job. I was worried that perhaps the extra quality of the voice in the second part, he put some artificial things in my voice in the second half of the mayor's performance. I thought it might obscure the performance, but it didn't at all. In fact, it enhanced it. And I really like how it turned out. It's funny, you ask actors what they think of their performances, and they can't say anything that is correct. If they like them, then they're considered vain. If they don't like them, then why not? Because it's good. I'm just going to be frank with you and tell you, I liked what I did in this. It was fun to do. I had already done another M. Strange part, and Heartstring Marionette played the father in that.
That's right, son. You are my burden, my monster. I made you like all the others.
And that gave me a place to start from, and I think I built on that performance, knowing the kind of world that he creates. And one of the things I think that MDOT did really well in this particular production is that, he wasn't able to record all the actors in the same place, so they all had to submit their recordings from their little studios like this one. And there are two problems that you come across with that. And one is that is the technical quality of all the voices going to be good? Is it going to be high quality? And secondly, are all the actors acting in the same style? Are they all acting in the same world? Do they make sense? And I think he achieved both of those things, which is not an easy thing to do when you're culling performances for the internet.
Waste away, decrepit and old, inside of me. We always win in the town that never changes, Hunter. Soon your dream will be devoured as well. We always win in a town that never changes, Hunter. Soon your dream will be devoured as well.
But he did a superb job, and there's some very, very good performances. I love Screamer Claus in this. I just think he's fantastic. But I really enjoy working with M. Strange, and I particularly enjoyed doing this part. I just wanted to give you a little background on it and show you around my studio. I'll take you over to my desk studio here in just a second. So we'll see you over there.
Oh, don't let this man of the law scare you, kids. No children get lost around here.
I've been working with M. Strange for about 3 years now. I first encountered him when I read about We Are the Strange, and I got a copy of the film, the DVD immediately, and watched it, and absolutely fell in love with it. I thought it was one of the most original animated films I'd ever seen. I'd been interested in animation for about the last 6 or 7 years, and this one just blew me away. So I immediately contacted him and told him that I wanted to work with him on anything. And he responded favorably, and hey, sweetie, it's my little kitty. He responded favorably and said, why don't we, do something? I sent him the link to my IMDb resume. I have quite a bit of experience in theater and film and all of that, and he liked me, he liked my work, and so he set me up to work with him on his next film, which was Heartstring Marionette.
I feel wonderful. Another 50 years, thanks to the donations of my charitable supporters.
And that worked out really well. I enjoyed that a lot. I drove up to San Jose and spent the night there and worked, I think we worked, good Lord, very early in the morning. We went out for dinner when I first got there and worked very early in the morning till like about 2 a.m. to, Kitty, stop that. 2 a.m. to like 6 a.m. in the morning, recording the lines in a corner of this huge room that was had sound baffles in the corner. And we went through several takes. He gave me excellent direction. I just enjoyed the process immensely. That's where I discovered the blue microphone, which earlier I mentioned I wouldn't bought one for myself. They're actually not that expensive. I think this one was about $150. Excellent microphones. I use them for all kinds of stuff now. But that experience with Heartstring Marionette began a kind of friendship between us, and I took over running his Facebook page, which I still do to the present day, and just promoting him and helping him out just as much as I can. So when I Am Nightmare came along, of course, being a fan, I was fascinated with the idea of the film, and he approached me and asked me if I'd like to play the part of the mayor. I got the script, read it, loved it. I really wanted to be a part of it, and he said a lot of people were doing multiple roles, so I chose the thug number 3, which number 3 thug is always the best one. In Shakespeare, the third thug is the one who always gets killed, or some awful thing happens from like the first guy on the Star Trek episode, the third security guy gets wiped out. I love that.
Well, that stranger murdered him up real bad. He did some sick stuff, He looks all messed up.
So I had fun doing that too. And as I described earlier, I did them in a series of thirds. I sent him off to MDOT. He liked them very, very much. I was very happy. And I finally got to see the film, the complete film, just this week. Today, I think, is like February the 6th, something like that. And I don't like my performances that much, usually. But I really liked doing the mayor, and I really like what I came up with the mayor. And I really like how MDOT cut my performance, because I sent him a variety of takes, and I really liked the takes that he chose, the voice recording takes.
He is trespassing on your property. Do you want us to remove him from the premises?
I don't know who he is, but my baby here says that he saved him, so I'll at least give that stranger the benefit of the doubt before I cast him out. Unlike you.
I like the effects that he gave to my voice, and I like how my performance blended with the other actors as well. I think that's one of the problems you face when you're trying to do voice recordings with actors who aren't in the same place. You hope, A, that their technical quality of their recordings are going to be the same, and B, you hope that they're all sort of working in the same style. And I think even more so in I Am Nightmare, I think he really got the actors to be in the same place, in the same world, acting in the same style. Because if you have one actor doing one kind of thing and then you have another actor doing another kind of thing, it ends up being inconsistent. But I didn't feel that way at all. I thought the acting in I Am Nightmare was excellent. I really, really enjoyed doing that part. And I want to take you over to my computer desk and show you a couple of the pictures of the Harry Groener from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is one of the big influences, and just a couple other last-minute thoughts and ideas I have for you. So I'll be there in a minute.
Oh, he got away. But what am I paying you for?
Sorry, boss.
Just go and find him and do the job you're paid to do, all right? You think if there was a nightmare in this town, we'd be having so much fun every night?
Look out. A gift from my partner, Lisa Morton, who's a writer of horror. Indeed. This is my little computer desk here. Let me get my guy up here for you. Here you go. Harry Groner. Right here. Played the mayor in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And boy, was he great. I just love the way he tossed off his lines. He just made them easy. He was continually happy and really enjoyed being this evil person. He had terrible plots and plans, but along the way, he would give away breath mints to people, and he would make offhand comments about, their tie and help them along with their problems. He actually took his job as a mayor very seriously. He would, meet with a local board, and he would do all the things. He was a very good mayor. He was also a demon from hell. And I like that. I like that sort of interesting take on it, and I use that very much in the first part of my performance as the mayor. I like that. My internet movie database listing here is for Richard Grove. For some reason I decided to use Richard when I first came here. I have no idea why I did that. I suppose it sounded English or more mature or actory or something. Just bullshit. Ricky is my name, and I should have just kept that. But in any event, you'll see if you check out my IMDb, it's Richard Grove. I came to Hollywood in around 1990 from a background in classical theater. And I was very fortunate in getting jobs pretty quickly. I did early episodes of, oh my goodness, what were some of the ones I did? ER I did. Scanner Cop was a film I did. I did a series called Space Rangers, Extreme Justice. And of course the Army of Darkness, in which I played Henry the Red, the Sam Raimi horror film. So I had a great affection for horror films, and I did quite well up until about 2000, when I became disenchanted with the work and Hollywood in general. I lost my agent at the time. He was actually found guilty of stealing money from another agent in the company. So I sort of threw my hands up and went back into the theater, and I worked in an experimental theater called the City Garage in Santa Monica. They're now located, I think, in Culver City. And I enjoyed working with them for about 3 years. I did a lot of interesting plays, some good work, but very hard work. Plus driving back and forth from, I live in North Hollywood all the way to Santa Monica was not a lot of fun. So I eventually gave that up in about 2005, 2006. And I was looking around for something to do, and I started doing voice recordings for A-Libris, which was a free, an open source place for people to read aloud from books, and I enjoyed that, and that's when I set up my little closet studio. But then it wasn't quite enough for me, so I started searching around for more, and I found this type of animation called machinima, which is a sort of hyphenated or crunched together version of machine cinema, which was basically filming 3D animation inside of video games.
The old clock tower on Maple Street stopped working the night Jimmy Laszlo died. They say the old watchman's blood seeped into the gears, clogged them up until the whole thing rusted. It took one faulty gear to silence the mechanism. No one ever bothered to clean it up.
You probably heard of it, the big YouTube station Machinima.com, which is not anything like what it was when I was around. The guy who had Machinima.com was excellent, a guy named Hugh Hancock. It was a great place for people to come together and collaborate. In fact, that's how I met a fellow that I did my first animated voiceover for.
In the beginning, they said it's just a simple flu. But then the dying began.
Greatness comes.
The president said on the TV that we shouldn't panic,
The greatness comes.
but to have everything under control. Yeah.
And I started doing sound design too. That's one of the things I really like as well, is sound. And so I kept doing machinima, and eventually I started producing it. There was a New York festival of machinima, and that sort of faded away, and I didn't want that sense of community to die. So I started producing something called a Machinima Expo, which is a virtual film festival that I've been doing for 6 years now. You can find out about it at machinima-expo.com. And I enjoyed that, and it gave me real practice for learning how to voice act for voiceovers, which is a different technique than film and a stage, and I really enjoyed doing it. Right now, now that I've finished with I Am Nightmare, I'm working on doing the complete poems of Herman Melville Civil War poems called Battle Pieces, and I'm starting to do all of Walt Whitman's collection of journal entries called Specimen Days, and I'm starting to work on my own films, mostly machinima, although some animation as well. I've started learning Cinema 4D, which is the application that M. Strange uses, and I'm going to take his animation class. By the way, you should really check that out. He's going to start teaching a big class this year, and I want to learn from him how to make his films. You know, I'm so impressed with M. Strange. He's made his living creating animated films. I think he's the only director in the world that I know of that has done 3 feature-length animated films entirely by himself. You know, producing them and creating them and everything. Of course, he gets help from us, but basically the creation is his. I don't think anybody else has done that, and that's very inspiring to me. And that's the reason why I continue to work with him and continue to be around him and try to be a good friend to him, because he gives back so much. He really lives what it is he says. He's not one of these people that says, oh, I'm going to do all of this, and then they never do it. He does it. And that's very inspiring. And so thank you, M. Strange, for letting me be in this film. And I hope you really like it, and I hope you like this short pieces I've put together for the commentaries and special parts of the film. Thanks. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Yes, yes, yes.